which is finding the mean, median, and mode for these two questions over here. Now, I want you guys to give them a try along with me as we go. Okay. Remember, when we calculate for the mean, we're going to start with this information that we have over here. First, we're going to arrange it in ascending order. So I'm going to start with 6, 7, 7. So I'm going to have first 6, 7, 7, and then I'm going to have 11, 12, 12, 11, 12, and 12. And then I've got 13 and 15. So I've got 13, oh no. 13 and 15. All right, I'm going to start by calculating for the mean, guys. And remember, when we express the mean, we do that X with a little line on the top. All right, so to calculate for that, we're going to say that X is the sum of all the values that we have divided by the number of values that we have. So if I add all of this up, 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 11 plus 12 plus 12 plus 13 plus 15, I'm going to get 83. So the sum of all my values is 83 divided by the number of values that I have, which is 8. And my answer here, somebody grab a calculator and give me my answer, please. I already know what the answer is. I'm just waiting for you guys to fill me in. 83 divided by 8 is... Anybody? Somebody? Thank you, Anam. Yes, it's actually 10,375, but we're going to round it up to 10,38 centimeters. Thank you, Anam. Excellent. All right. So question number 2 is the median. Remember, when we want to calculate for the median, we're going to take n plus 1 over 2. We're going to calculate for n plus 1 over 2, which is equal to, our n is 8, so we're going to have 8 plus 1 over 2, and that is going to give us 9 over 2, which is 4,5. But remember, guys, that doesn't mean that 4,5 is our median. We're going to look for the position. We're looking for the position. That means that our median is in between the 4th and the 5th position. And in this case, the number between the 4th and the 5th position, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The number in between 11 and 12, the one that falls right in between there, would be 11,5. So the median is 11,5. 1, 2, 3. And our mode is the number that comes up the most. And we've got 2 modes today. Our data is bimodal. So our 2 modes is going to be 7 and 12. Those are the 2 answers that we're going to get. All right. I just want to see from everybody in the chat, give me a thumbs up if everybody's understanding all the things that I have just done here, because we're going to step it up a notch today. All right. Let's talk about the last thing we spoke about on Monday, right? We talked about the range, and we said that the range is going to be our maximum value minus our minimum value for whatever data or set of data we've got, right? And then we talked about quartiles, and we said that we've got Q1, Q2, and Q3, and we said that we only have 3 of them because they split our data into 4, and we said Q2 is the same as our median. Q2 is exactly like our median because Q2 is the quartile right in the middle, which is the same as half of it, right? What we're going to do today is we're going to organize our data in a 5-number summary. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to create a 5-number summary using our minimum, our maximum, Q1, Q2, Q3, and then we're going to move into something a little bit more challenging in today's lesson. So if I've got this set of data that we've got over here, just put that over there. Right. That's okay. No worries, Apiwe. Not even a train smash at all. You're going to be able to catch on very quickly to what we're doing. Right. So now if I've got my line over here, I'm going to start with my minimum value here, my minimum value, and my maximum value. Now, the nice thing here is that I've already organized this in ascending order for you guys, so you don't have to organize it yourself. So I'm going to ask you guys, what are my minimum and my maximum values? Minimum and maximum values, guys? Good, Anna, excellent. That's it. This is an easy one. Good. It's going to be 2. 2 is our minimum value, and 19 is our maximum value. Okay. Tyrika, I'm going to answer your question in just a bit. All right. I see it and I will answer it. Okay. I will check for you. All right. Then we're going to calculate for Q2. And remember, we had a formula. We said that Q2 is n plus 1 divided by 2. And we need, in order to find n, we need to calculate how many values we have. So how many values do I have? N is equal to what? How many values do we have altogether, guys? 11. Good. Our n today is 11. Excellent. Excellent. So we know that if we want to calculate for Q2, we need to say 11 plus 1 over 2. 11 plus 1 is 12 divided by 2 is 6. But that does not mean that 6 is our answer. We're going to go look for the number in the 6th position. The number in the 6th position. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the number in the 6th position is 8. Therefore, our Q2 or our median is 8, right? When we looked for Q1, we said to calculate for Q1, we would take n plus 1 divided by 4. We know that's going to give us 11 plus 1 divided by 4. 11 plus 1 is 12, divided by 4 is 3. So go look for the number in the 3rd position. In the 3rd position, we have 1, 2. 3rd position is 4. So our Q1 value is 4. And then for Q3, to calculate for Q3, we said we take 3 times n plus 1 over 4, right? Hello, Mirula. Hi. I think you missed it, but you're actually on our leaderboard for today, so congratulations, because you're just a little bit late. All right, so we're going to say 3 times 11 plus 1 over 4. 11 plus 1 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. Divided by 4 is 9. So we're looking for the number in the 9th position. If this is 6, 7, 8, 9, and up here, 100% correct. Our Q3 value is 13. Give me a thumbs up if you understand everything we have just done. Is everybody with me here? Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, now the next question that we have is going to test our limits a little bit. So I need you guys to stay with me and look at exactly what it is I'm doing. I just realized in the other class that things were getting a little iffy, and I already anticipate, like what happened in the other class, that I'm going to get into an argument. Yes, we are, Samuel. We're going to get there. All right. No, my is just gonna, no worries. Okay, I'm already anticipating that I'm going to get a lot of, but my teacher said, I have a feeling we're going to get there, right? However, by international mathematical standards, this is what we need to do. Yusuf, what am I explaining again? You need to be very specific about what I'm explaining again, because I can't do that whole thing all over. It took us a good 6 minutes to get through it. Okay. Right. This next question says here, okay, they give us values of the number of students suspended in a city district over the past 12 weeks. And then it says, calculate the values of the 3 quartiles. We're going to start there. I want you guys to include there the minimum and the maximum. You're going to draw a line much like the one I've drawn up there, and you're going to include the minimum and the maximum. And then once we've done that, we're going to talk about the interquartile range. So look at our data set. It's not in order. It's not in order. So I want you guys to first arrange it in ascending order. And then I want you guys to put it into that 5-number summary that we're talking about. Okay, put it in a 5-number summary. Once you're done, pop your favorite emoji in the chat. And I know Samuel is saying to me, I thought we were going to do a box and whisker plot. before we do the box and whisker, we need to have our 5-number summary ready. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. Q2, Q3, and Q1. All right. And I forgot min and max. All right. Take it away, guys. I'm going to give you guys about 3 minutes to put all of that information together, and then we're going to have a conversation. All right. Yusuf, if you're still a bit confused, I'm going to need you to put your hand up for me, please, my dude, and you and I can have a conversation. Okay. Oh, beautiful, Anna. We'll just wait for everyone else to catch. That was 1 minute. You literally took 1 minute to answer all of those. Sheesh, Anna. Sure. Okay. Excellent, peeps. Excellent day. All right, I'm going to give it 10 more seconds. I'm getting quite a lot of dones in the chat, so we're going to talk about it. And I need you guys to stay with me in this case because I know that we're going to have quite a few fights in the next few minutes. All right, 3, 5, 6, 6, 7. Okay, so 3, 5, 6, 6, 7. And then I'm going to get 9, 9, 10, 11, 9, 9, 10, and 11, and then 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, and 15. All right, so you give me your mark out of 5 at the end, but I want us to see what's going to happen here. All right, so my minimum value is 3. My maximum value is 15. Those two are probably easy to find. So we should all get 2 marks out of 5 at least. Okay, to find my Q2, I'm going to take, how many data values do I have? 12 of them, so n is equal to 12, right? So I'm going to have n plus 1 divided by 2, so I'm going to have 12 plus 1 divided by 2, that is 6,5. So I know that my median is going to lie in between my 6th number and my 7th number. So I'm going to go count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My 7th number lies in between 9 and 9. The median in between 9 and 9 is just going to be 9. So my answer over here is 9. Okay. For Q1, again, n plus 1 over 4. So I'm going to have 12 plus 1 divided by 4. 13 divided by 4 should give me what? 3,25? 13 divided by 4, 7,75. Oh, no, I'm lying. 13 divided by 4, 3,25, correct. 3,25. Now, show of hands, okay? Or you can use any emoji or write me in the chat. How many of you guys rounded this to the number in the third position? Give me a yes or a no. Did you round off to the third position? Yes or no? Okay, Courtney says no. Anam and Randile says yes. What about everyone else? Anna says C. Atlahang says no. Okay, Zisanele says no. All right, okay. If you did round down to the third position, don't do that. Okay, and this is where I knew we were going to have fights. Okay, this is where I knew we were going to have fights. Okay, we do not round off. We don't round off. What we need to do is go find the number in between the third and the fourth position, because 3,25 is in between the third and the fourth number, right? Because it's our position, that tells us that it's in between the two. So we're going to have to go to the number between the third and the fourth position. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that the answer is still 6, but it's not always going to be 6. All right, so our Q1 is 6. Somebody saying, ma'am, why don't you use a scale? Lesedi, I'm not sure what the scale is, what kind of scale you're talking about. So if you can elaborate for me, that would be wonderful. All right, for Q3, we're going to have 3 times 12 plus 1 over 4, which is equal to 13 times 3. That's 39 divided by 4. That would give us 9,75. 9,75. And in this case, if you round it up to the 10th value, don't do that. What we're going to do is we're going to go look for the number in between the 9th and the 10th value. And this one is going to be a little bit iffy, because if you round it up to the 10th value, you're going to get 12 as an answer, and 12 is not our answer. Okay, the value in between my 9th and 10th, my 9th is 11 and my 10th number is 12. So the median between 11 and 12 over there is going to be 11.5. No worries, Asi, welcome. Okay, the number in between there is 11.5. Right, so give me a mark out of 5. How much did we get? Excellent, Courtney, well done. Yeah. All right. For those of you getting 3s and 4s, okay, that's okay, Samuel. For those of you getting 3s and 4s, do we know where? Oh, okay. Anam says I rounded off. I have a feeling, Anna, you may have done the same thing. Zisanele says, is the 11,5 necessary? Yes, absolutely necessary. It is 100% necessary. Okay, it makes sure that we've got an as accurate an answer as possible. And even then, this number isn't 100% accurate, because if we think of 9,75, 9,75 should be closer to 12 than it is to 11. So not exactly. Okay, Zisanele, the 5 is important. It is very important. Okay. All right, give me a thumbs up if we're okay with finding the minimum, the maximum, and the 3 quartiles in between. Excellent, 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 guys. Awesome stuff. All right, so yes, we can move on. Excellent. All right, so we're going to be talking about the interquartile range. Now, we know that to calculate the range, we're going to take maximum minus minimum. That's nice and easy. That's nice and easy. To find the interquartile range, we're going to take Q3 minus Q1. And the reason, and because Q3 and Q1 is going to cut off this part and this part of the data, we're only going to be left with almost half the data. So in order to find the interquartile range, we need to take Q3 minus Q1 and divide it by 2. Okay, we're going to need to divide it by 2, because if we're looking for the range in between these two, we've automatically excluded this information and that information, which is essentially about half of our data. So we take Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, right? So what is my answer going to be, guys? Calculate for me. Q3 is going to be, Q3 is 11,5, good, 11,5 minus Q1, which is 6 over 2. I know that 11,5 minus 6 is 5,5 divided by 2 should equal 2,75. That is our interquartile range. Okay, give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, other teachers would most likely also teach you about the semi-interquartile range. Okay, and in that case, what you're going to do is you're going to take your quartile range, your interquartile range, and divide it by 2 again. So you're going to take that 2,75, you're going to take your interquartile range and divide by 2 again. So we're going to take 2,75 divided by 2. So Courtney, no rounding off. Do not round off. Never, ever, ever round off. Okay. We are not going to round off. We want as accurate information as we possibly can. All right. Okay. So if I take 2,75 and I divide it by 2, 1,375. Excellent. Thank you, Apiwe. 1,375. Give me a thumbs up if interquartile range and semi-interquartile range makes sense. Is everyone with me? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, let's talk about deciles and percentiles, because now this is going to get a little bit more challenging. All right, so if I have my number over here, right, I'm going to have my minimum, and my maximum, right? So we're going to treat this number line as all the information we have from 0% all the way up to 100%, right? In percentiles. Now, deciles is going to be almost like in tens. So we're going to be counting in tens, right? We're going to be counting in tens. So if I have to count in tens from here, I'm going to split my little number line over here into 10 little pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I definitely didn't do that right. I feel like there's too much space in between things. Let me try again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You guys, you get the point. You get the point. There, I'm done. All right, there we go. That's correct. I see 100%. Now, I want you guys to note something. These are deciles, right? So if I asked for the 7th decile, remember decile means 10. So what I'm actually looking for in terms of percentiles is 7 times 10, which is going to be the 70% idea. All right, so let me just number these while we go. This is 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, and 90%. And then we've got 100% and 0%. Now, what does this actually mean? When we're putting data on this particular percentile looking line, what does that actually mean? Let's say, for instance, you get a certain mark on your paper, right? Let's say you guys write a maths test and you get 45 out of 60. You get 45 out of 60. Okay, not a bad mark. I mean, we could do better, especially as Watobians, but it's a mark, it's a good mark. It's a good mark, right? Now, you find out after getting this mark for your test that you did better than 70% of your class, 70% of the kids in your class. So you fall on the 7th decile or the 70th percentile. That means that 70% of your class, 70% of your class either got the same mark that you did or lower. What does it mean about these people here? How many people in your class got more or equal to what you did? What percent of your class? What percentage of your class did better or more than you? Exactly 30%. Correct. So 30% of the class either got the same mark you did or they did better than you. Only 30% of the class. But 70% of the class got less than you did or a little bit more. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay. Excellent, 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 excellent. I am about to do exactly that. Okay, I'm about to do exactly that. That's what we're doing next. All right. Okay, Courtney's still a bit on the fence. That's fine. We're going to look at a quick example. All right. So I want you guys to look at the set of data I've given you up here. Let me move it down. Let me take it and move it down here. Right. Let's look at the set of data. Right. If we had to take this data and split it up, if we had to take this data and split it up into its percentiles, right? We know that the person here on the minimum over here, that's our 0th percentile, right? Because nobody did worse than this person if this person got 5 for a test. So this person is at 0%. Hopefully it's none of you guys, right? The person who got the highest mark, that 25, they did better or just the same as 100% of the class, right? They did better or the same as everybody in the class. They are the #1 student. They might not be the only #1 student. In this case, they are, because they're the only one who got 25. So they're the #1 student. So they beat out 100% of the class. They are #1 in the class. Now, everybody else in between here will have beat out a different percentage of the number of people in class. Now, if I asked you guys, which number sits on the 6th decile? The 6th decile. What percentage are we looking for if we're looking for the 6th decile? Which percentage are we looking for? Good, Anna. Anna even wrote it out in words. I like it. The 60%. We're looking for the 60% mark. Right. So what we now have to do is we need to take the 60th number out of 100, the 60th position out of 100, all multiplied by the number of values we have plus 1. Right. The same way we would calculate for the quartiles and for the median or Q2, instead of using divided by 2 and divided by 4, because those are quartiles, we're going to use the percentage. And percentage is calculated out of 100. So we're going to take 60 divided by the 100% that we have, multiplied by n plus 1. N is still the number of values. So I want you guys to count for me. How many values do I have? What is our n? N is equal to what? 16. Beautiful. N is equal to 16. So let's put this onto our calculators, guys. If we want to find the 60th percentile, we're then going to go 60 over 100 times 16 plus 1. Punch that into your calculator. What answer do you get? Okay, I'm getting two different answers. Okay, I get 10,2. I hope everybody else is also getting 10.2. Okay, 10.2, 10.2. But remember, guys, this 10.2 is not the number. What is this 10.2 actually telling us? What is it telling us? The what? Good, beautiful. It's the position. It's the position. So we're not going to go and look for the 10th position. We're going to go look for the number that falls in between the 10th position and the 11th position. So let's go and count. Find me the number that lies in between the 10th and the or the term number. Correct, Samuel. The term number. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So our percentile is going to sit in between here. Our decile is going to sit in between here, 16 and 17. What is the median between 16 and 17? Noma Hubi, beautifully done. It's 16.5. So our sixth decile, or our 60th percentile is equal to 16.5. So if you got 16.5 out of 25 for your class test, you did better or equal to, or you did better than 60% of the class. You did better than 60% of your class at the test. Okay. Now, can I give you an example to try on your own? Yes or no? Yes? It's entering. Who said that? I like that. I feel like it's entering. I love it. Good. All right. I want you guys to take this same set of data that we've got here. I'm a Watobian. You will understand, my sweetie. And if you're stuck, Zisanele, just put your hand up, my sweetie, and ask. Just ask me. Okay. I want you guys, I'm going to leave this formula up here. Okay. Right. I'm going to remind you guys that in order to calculate for the deciles or the percentile, we want R over 100 multiplied by n plus 1. I want you guys to go and find me the fourth decile. Go find me the fourth decile, please. You've got 2 minutes. It's not that difficult a question. Fourth decile, please. Remember, this R stands for the percentile. Sure. Anna's like, done. But for those of you so for those of you who say 6.8, you haven't given me the answer I'm looking for. What you've calculated for, Anna and Kansani, is for the position. Correct, Zisanele. Beautifully done. Excellent. I don't want the position. I want the value. Go find us the value. 6.8 is the position. Find us the actual value, please. Okay, all right. Let's get into it. Let's see what you guys came up with. All right, so the 4th percentile tells me that this is at 40%, right? So we're going to look at what mark you need to get in order to do 40% better than 40% of the class. So we're going to go 40 over 100, right? Multiplied by, our n is 16, so we're going to go 16 plus 1, right? We're going to put that into our calculator. Okay. And that is going to give me 6,8, right? 6,8. Now, what 6,8 tells me is I need to go look in between the 6th and the 7th. Now I'm writing 6th. The 6th and the 7th position, right? So I'm going to go look in between the 2 positions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In between 6 and 7, what number is going to sit in between 6 and 7, right over there? It is 13. So my 40th percentile is 13. What that means is, if I want to do better than 40% of the class, I need to get 13 out of 25. All right. For those of you who are saying it's not make sure, I need you guys to put your hand up for me and let me know exactly where I've lost you. Okay. Because I do not want to leave you behind. Ma'am, we also involve numbers that are not there. Yes, true. Okay, but we're going to be doing numbers that are not there in the last lesson when we do analyzing data. Otherwise, it's going to be an information overload. Okay. All right. It's going to be an information overload, and I don't want to do that to you guys. Okay. Anam says, ma'am, why do you have to look for the number in between? Because if you round up, Zisanele, it's going to affect the number. Okay, let's say, for instance, Zisanele, that this wasn't 12 and this wasn't 14. Let's say, for instance, this was 12,000 and this was 14,000. If you round up, you're then telling me that this is 14,000, or if you round down, you're telling me that it's 12,000. And that's not an accurate answer. It's not an accurate enough answer, because the answer should be in between 12,000 and 14,000. There's a whole 2,000 numbers in between 12,000 and 14,000. So in order to be as accurate as possible, we go and find the number in the middle. Even then, when we find the number in the middle, we're still not being as accurate as we possibly can be. We're not. But it's better than us just choosing one or the other. Okay. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. That's why we do not round off. Because if the numbers start getting bigger, then if you round up or round down, your margin of error is too big. We cannot allow that. Okay, I feel like Zisanella is really into this. So I'm going to give you guys another example. Oh, that's too many data points. That's too many data points. Okay, let's stick to this one. I feel like I want us to continue with this. Samuel said we're going to do box and whisker. I don't think we're going to have to. Oh, actually we can. Let's do this one in 4 minutes. Let's do this one in 4 minutes. Let me give you guys a challenge. Let me give you guys a challenge. All right, I want you guys to go and find me. I've erased the thing now. R over 100 multiplied by n plus 1. I want you guys to go and find me the 75th percentile. Go find me the 75th percentile, please. Oh, no, wait, everybody stop. Because the 75th percentile is actually just Q3. That's too easy. That's too easy. Let's make it the 78th percentile. Okay, 78th. So Zisanele is already done. Didn't wait for any of you, but I'm seeing like 20s and 21s. Let's see which one it is. Zisanele, take it a step at a time, my sweetie. Don't give up. Okay, take it a step at a time. Tell me, what did you get for your position? Tell me, what did you get for your position? Okay, good. You got 13,26. Now, I want you to go look for the number in between the 13th and the 14th number. Go and look at number 13 and number 14. The two numbers in the 13th and the 14th position, go look for the number in between those two. Okay, go look for the number in between them. Courtney, check your answer again. Aha. Okay, don't round down. Go look for the number in between. No, not 12 and 13, 13 and 14. It's not going to be 20,5 up here. Which number sits straight in between 20 and 22? Which number sits in between 20 and 22? All right, that's it. That's the correct answer. Right, let's do this one together, peeps. Okay. So to find the position, I'm going to go 78 over 100 multiplied by 16 plus 1, which is equal to 13,26. What this tells me is I must go look for the number in between the 13th position and the 14th position. Now, 13th and 14th will be between 20 and 22. Now, the median between 20 and 22 is the number smack dab in the middle of those two, which has to be 21. Now, how did I find 21? I take 20 plus 22 and I divide by 2. That should give me the number right in the middle. So my 78th percentile is 21. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you are getting it, if it's entering. Is everybody with me? Is everybody understanding how we got to the answer? So proud of you guys. Amazing, amazing. I don't really think this stuff is difficult anymore. I feel like this is make sure it's nice and easy. We now know what we are doing. The train is moving. The maths is mathsing. You know, the English is also Englishing because today my English is on point. I'm not making any mistakes. Right. Beautiful stuff, guys. Sometimes tricky, but I'm glad it's making sense. Excellent, Roma. I'm loving, loving, loving it. Excellent. All right, let's talk about box and whisker plots before we run off. Okay, before we run off, we're going to talk about a box and whisker plot. Right, so remember that 5-number summary I was telling you guys about. I'm going to give you guys some work to do. That 5-number summary we were talking about. Look at what I've done now. Teacher Coco. All right. Our 5-number summary, we are going to need our maximum and our minimum, right? But I want you to just put the maximum and the minimum on the number line, okay? Or don't put it on a number line. Find it for me. Okay, I'm just going to draw a number line for now, right? I want you on the side, I want you to find me my minimum, my maximum. I want you guys to go find me Q1 and Q2. Remember, Q2 is my median and my Q3. I'm going to remind you guys, Q1 is just equal to n plus 1 over 4. Q2 is n plus 1 over 2. And Q3 is 3 times n plus 1 over 4. I want you guys to pop your favorite emoji in the chat once you've found me all 3 of these things. We already know what the minimum and the maximum is. Those are easy. We're just going to read them off the graph. My minimum is 5 and my maximum is 25. Right. Find me Q1, Q2, Q3 as fast as you can, guys. We're running out of time. Actually, just pop your answer in the chat when you're done. I want to steal your guys' answer. I want to steal your answers. So please just pop your answers in the chat when you're ready. Hello, Emilio. I see that you are here. You're just very, very quiet these days. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, Emilio, which is good. I'm gonna let it go. Okay. It's just sad sometimes to not see you up in the chat. Okay. Okay. All right. So the position of Q1, oh, sorry, of my Q2, of my median is 8,5. So go look for the number in between the 8th and the 9th value. And then the position of Q2 is going to be 4,25. So in between the 4th and the 5th number. And the position of Q3 is going to be 12,75. So in between your 12th and your 13th number. All right, let's go between our 8th and our 9th number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. In between these two, 15 and 16, our median is going to be 15,5. Nicely done, guys. All right, in between our 4th and our 5th position, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In between 9 and 11, we will get 10. So our Q1 is 10. And our Q3 is in between our 12th and our 13th position. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. In between 12 and 13, in between 19 and 20 is 19,5. All right. So what we're going to do with this information that we have is we're going to use this line over here, and we're going to pick a scale that makes perfect sense. A scale that's going to then kind of arrange the data for us in a way that we can read it off properly. So it's not going to help if I just say, this is my minimum, this is my maximum, my median is right in the middle. My median isn't always right in the middle, right? Because if you think about it, guys, the middle of 25, if my biggest number is 25, the median should have been 12,5, because 12,5 is right in the middle. But my median isn't 12,5. My median is 15,5, which means my median is going to be a little bit closer to 25 than it is to the middle point, which is 12,5. So we need to choose a scale for our box and whisker plot that's going to reflect this. So Luandile says the scale should go in 5s, I think. Sure, we can do it in 5s because we've got a 5, we've got a 25, we've got a 10, we've got a 15,5, and we've got a 19,5. Luandile, I agree with you. So let's do our scale in 5s. So we're going to split our scale into 5s. 1, that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So this point over here is going to be my minimum. This is going to be my maximum. Then my Q2 isn't going to be at it's going to be at the 15 point, right? What did I miss? This is 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, so my median, do you guys see that my median isn't going to sit right in the middle of my information? That's not where it's going to sit. My median is at 15,5. So my median is going to be over here. It's much closer to my maximum than it is to my minimum, right? My Q3 is at 19,5, so it's going to sit over here. And my Q1 is at 10, so it's going to sit over here. And then I'm going to have my minimum all the way at the, I'm lying. Where's my minimum? My minimum is at 5. My minimum is at 5, sorry. So this is incorrect, take that away. And my maximum is actually at 25, like that. All right, so what we're going to do is, we're going to use these points to draw a box and whisker plot. So I'm going to take these 3 values here in the middle, and I'm going to join them together and make a box. I'm going to make a box like this. And then for my whiskers, I'm going to take my Q3 value and I'm going to connect it to my max, and my Q1 value and connect it to my minimum. All right, and what we've just drawn here, very badly, mind you, is a box and whisker plot. Okay, box and whisker plot. All right, we're going to continue with box and whisker plots in the next lesson.